Alright, hey guys, Mr. Catcom, and this is my impressions video for the higher grade EVA 00 prototype. First off, I would say it's a pretty good kit. I like the posability. I did paint it, so I know some people will say like the waist joint kind of like falls off. I don't have that problem. One thing I didn't like is these cannot move. There's no elbow joint. They're stuck that way. It's kind of okay. I mean, the EVA units never really had that much of a articulate, like you can do some nice poses to make it look good. Is what I'm trying to say. At least for me, I didn't care. This is a high grade kit. What I did not like is the fact that you have to paint almost everything you see here to make it look the way I made it look. I had to paint. Start off with the feet. Right here, this was a magenta color. Well, one thing, this falls off a lot when I'm posing it. But if you look inside there, I don't know if you can see because my camera's not focusing in. There you go. You see that color? It's like a reddish color. All these parts on the feet were red, so I had to repaint that. So let me stick this back in there. Alright, I painted these details in right here. These white areas right here had to be hand painted, which I'm like, okay, that could have been molded separately. The black in between here, I had to hand paint those. All this gray was blue, and this was like black. This was black. Had to paint that in. Had to paint this in. I mean, I had to paint a lot of stuff, hand paint a lot of stuff around. I mean, it came with stickers, but I'm not the biggest fan of stickers, especially on high grade kits and, you know, doing top coats and stuff like that. I don't want the stickers to come off. The head was like horrendous before I had hand painted that. This was just all blue. I made this white. These came on, the stickers came on. The actual face was actually nice. Didn't really have any problems with that. This was that little brownish red color that I was speaking of before, and I didn't like it, so I painted it red. These were blue, and I had to paint this into gray. One thing, and if you guys can help me out with, one thing that I kept noticing about when I painted this is I did a top coat of gloss, and it kind of ate through my it kind of just ate up my acrylic paint. I actually used Tamiya. Let me get this real quick. All right, so what I did was I used Tamiya acrylic. What's this? Let's say this is gunmetal. That's why I used gunmetal, and then I used this acrylic crystal clear. And the first time it was fine, but the second time I actually painted it, it started eating away in my paint. I don't know why, so I had to repaint some areas. Hence the reason why this doesn't have any details, because I had to repaint this. And you can kind of see back here, if I can get it to come up, right underneath there, it's starting to eating the paint there. I don't know why I did that, but I fixed it, repainted over it, and it looks fine. Still has the nice gloss look. Articulation is fine. Like I said, no elbow joints, which, you know, you can see it still looks kind of cool without being able to pose the elbow joints. I kind of didn't like the fact that I had to paint almost everything to get it the way it looks closely in this picture, which was a lot of work. I didn't like the fact that all of the weapons, yeah, they look all nice and colored there, are like gray. And it's like, granted, yeah, okay, I can understand you molding it in different color, but gray, like everything was in gray, like not even close. Like, let this be like an off-white red or something, like off red or pink or something like that, not like gray. That kind of was like ridiculous. But I did repaint it. It was kind of fun. It was nice. It kind of helped me really be patient and, you know, make the kit out. I mean, I will say that the kit isn't bad. I think I bought it for like $34. If you're really a fan of EVA or Evangelion, whatever you want to pronounce it, if you're really a fan of the series like I am, you know, it was worth it. I looked at some reviews before I made this video, and I believe the guy's name was Gundam Guns, and he did a review on a bunch of them, and it seems like the 2007 versions of these. Grant, give me a sec. I actually have the I believe they're the old 2003 ones. You can tell by the box art. I have the older 2003 one. This is made in 1999. Or 1996, sorry. So I have an older kit, but the newer ones seem like they have better molding as far as like these parts look like they were already molded in white, and some of their arm joints actually kind of move. So I would recommend, if you want the kit and you don't want to have a big project ahead of you, go ahead and buy the newer versions of them. They're a little bit more expensive. I know I was going to get Oscar's unit. I think it was like $70 at Gundam Store or more, or something crazy like that. But get the newer ones. I mean, if you can get this cheap, then it's fine. But you're gonna have to put a lot of work in it, and it's a lot. And when a lot of work, like masking and stuff like you can check my blog, check the work in progress photos that I took. You'll see I had to mask stuff. I had to keep painting stuff over and over again. Like if it wasn't for that I was on like a whole week vacation, I probably wouldn't have gotten this done as fast as I did. But it's a great kit. The finished product is awesome. Like I really love it. I put a little bit of extra details with like the silver and everything. But it's a good kit. So I would recommend it to everybody. But if you get the older versions, this one says the limited model high grade. If you get one of these, it's going to take a little bit more work than the usual Gundam. For size comparison, here is my high grade unicorn, and let me get my master grade Guy Gundam. I took a picture, so you can kind of see that for $34, and it's a nice large kit. It has its problems, but I wouldn't say not to buy it. It's real nice. I had a lot of fun building it. If you want to get out of the Gundam mode and just build a different kit, I definitely recommend it. But try to lean towards the newer models. So thanks for watching, and see you guys later.